How's it going, guys? I'm here to review Leprechaun Returns 2018.
Used to live here.
She didn't tell you anything about the place where you're going?
No? Everything okay?
Yeah, everything. He made sure of it.
So Leprechaun Returns takes place years after the original Leprechaun movie and ignores, straight up ignores all the other sequels. So technically, this is a real Leprechaun 2, if you think about it. The old Grady farm from the first movie, the farm is back, the Leprechaun's back, Ozzy's back. But the only small problem with this movie I have is Warwick Davis does not return as the Leprechaun. Instead, you have Lyndon Parko. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He plays a Leprechaun instead. So yeah. So the plot for this movie begins around the daughter of the Jennifer Aniston's character, Tori, Layla. She's going back to the O'Grady farm, I guess to see her sorority row sisters, because now the O'Grady farm is nothing but a household for the college community or the university. So yeah, even before reaching to the farm, that's when she meets Ozzy. At first, she didn't have a good feeling about Ozzy, but she needed a ride to the O'Grady farm, so of course she went with Ozzy. Ozzy reassured her that, oh yeah, I used to know your mother, like we were good friends, blah blah blah. But you can tell he was trying so hard to keep the whole Leprechaun shit, like from the first movie, just a secret. He didn't want to tell her anything what happened from the first movie. As Ozzy drops her off, he already has a bad feeling. He was already having like Vietnam flashbacks of what happened in the first movie, so he had to quickly leave. He just told Lila just to be careful, and if anything, look in the basement if she stumbles on trouble. She was confused of why he would say that, so he drives off quickly and he drives back. The reason why I say he comes back to get his phone that he dropped, and he checks the well that the Leprechaun was in from the first movie, because the first movie, Alex the kid throws a slingshot with the 4-leaf clover into the Leprechaun's mouth, and that's when the Leprechaun starts melting and he falls into the well, and that was the end of that first movie. So of course he goes to check in the well to see if the Leprechaun's really dead, and of course the well's water just blows it up all over Ozzy, and of course the water was green, and Ozzy just drank some of it accidentally when it splashed on his face, and then after that, So after that, he wasn't feeling too good, so he went back to his truck, and he was driving, and of course, he had to stop because the pain in the stomach got worse, and as he went out, he realized that he's done for, as the Leprechaun just bursts out of his stomach, and pretty much that's how Ozzy dies, spoiler alert, which I was just like, damn. And that's when the Leprechaun grabbed the coin that Ozzy ate in the first movie, so out of his stomach, and Leprechaun just goes back to the O'Grady farmhouse to get his gold, to kill off teenagers one by one, and then he soon realizes that the main character, Lila, is the daughter of Tori, and yeah, you know how these movies go.
To the well. There's no internet?
No internet and no cell service either.
Hello?
So I'm going to get the negatives out of the way. What I didn't like about the movie, first of all, like I said, they didn't have Warwick Davis as Leprechaun. Instead, it was another actor. And not only just that, they brought back Ozzy, but they killed him off like way too quickly, like way too early. And they killed him off in the most like unfair death. But at the same time, I'm not lying. It was a pretty epic, gruesome death, but was it fair to the character Ozzy that every Leprechaun fan knows and love? Then no, it wasn't really fair. It was pretty unfair to the Leprechaun fans. So Ozzy dying, that sucked. Warwick Davis, like I said, not coming back, that sucks. All the other characters, except for the main character, but all the other side characters, like the sorority sisters and the two guys, I just did not care for. I did not care for the side characters at all. The acting was pretty bad with pretty much all of them. That's just my personal opinion. And their characters, how they're written, it just felt like one-dimensional, like characters that you would see in every slasher horror movie. But I mean, technically this is a slasher movie, so whatever. But other than that, this movie is actually pretty good. Other than that shit, I like how they return the perfect balance of horror and comedy, And some of the kills in this movie is very creative. I love the kills in this movie. It's very gory too. I think this is the goriest Leprechaun movie since the first one, I think. Yeah, this is the goriest one since the first one, because all the other sequels weren't this gory. So this movie has some good creative kills, and it's very gory, which is a plus. And even though Warwick Davis is not back, the Leprechaun was still fun and enjoyable in this movie. The actor who played the Leprechaun actually did a very, very good job. It was actually well done, and I was actually surprised. And the story, the plot that I just told you, it felt like a more of a direct sequel to the original film. Because all the other sequels, they totally disregard of what the last movie, how it ended off. So this one, literally, like, it mentions how the first movie ends and then mentions all the first movie's characters. It's just a straight up direct sequel to the original movie, period. And that's what I like about this movie. I mean, I enjoyed it, and there's even some moments where I laughed. It was pretty funny. Even when Leprechaun does not like our generation. There's like 3 scenes. He does not like Croc shoes. Leprechaun does not like Croc shoes, and he like, because that's the thing with the original one. He likes cleaning people's shoes. He likes shining them. He's a shoe head. So once he was like cleaning, like sorting out shoes, and then he stumbles upon the Croc shoes. He was just like, ugh. And he just throws it away in the trash. Like, basically, he just like, he likes every other shoe. He just does not like the new style shoes, which is Croc shoes. So I found that pretty funny. And also, he thought it was very impressive how he said it was a combination of, he was comparing smartphones or cellular devices to like the Walkman and MP3 player mixed, or a camera and a Walkman mixed. And one of the characters were like, what's a Walkman? And Leprechaun just stays silent for a good second. He's just like, never mind. And then he continues talking to the character, which was pretty funny. And there was another scene where the group of characters were trying to escape with the car, of course, leaving the main character behind. But the Leprechaun attacks him, but he falls off of the side of the road, of course, as the new car is like one of the newer models. I forgot what kind of car they were driving. But the Leprechaun saw the newer model. He was just like, this is the cars that people drive today? Shit. I thought that was pretty funny.
I've got a lot of killing to make up for.
This can't be real.
Do I look like a figment of imagination to you? I want me gold.
Here's the thing, my mom.
So yes, this movie is way better than Origins. I mean, it's probably like one of the better sequels in my opinion. Even though it does not feature Warwick Davis as Leprechaun, this is still like one of the best ones in this franchise, and it's still better than Leprechaun 2. It's still better than Leprechaun 4 in space, and it's definitely better than the last movie, Leprechaun Origins, because I think they knew they fucked up in the last movie, so of course they had to redeem itself with this glorious title, Leprechaun Returns. And that's one of the most redeemable moments in this horror franchise. So, if I had to rate this movie out of 10, I would rate this movie a 7 out of 10. It wasn't, like, too bad, and it wasn't too, like, very, very, like, good in the same time. So, it was pretty average. I enjoyed it. I had fun watching this movie. There's a lot of good things I said about this movie, and there's some bad things I said in the beginning of this review. But other than that, I enjoyed this movie for what it is. It's a damn worthy sequel. If you guys like the original Leprechaun movie and don't want to watch the other sequels, then yeah, this movie's for you. But if you guys are a huge fan of all the Leprechaun movies and didn't like the last movie, Origins, then I highly recommend this movie. So that was my quick review of Leprechaun Returns 2018. Please leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
On the well to rot.
There is a deranged dwarf obsessed with money in the kitchen.
It's a leprechaun. He would murder anyone for his gold.
Why you look so sore? Audiences love lots of gore.
I spent last summer stopping poachers from killing sea turtles in Costa Rica. I can handle a bunch of pocket-sized pixies.